Hi guys, welcome back to Habitual Crypto. My name's Dan, and here on the channel we like to make good habits in trading. And today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, where it might be going, and chart out a lot of altcoins. We're also going to be taking a look at Bitcoin dominance and whether or not we're headed into an alt season. To begin, we'll chart out Bitcoin and Ethereum and just talk about some of the quick news for today. So, with that, let's jump right into the Bitcoin chart here. We had these previous patterns uh, in play here a few days ago, and when Bitcoin broke down out of this pattern, we did see what looks like to be a possible bottom here. I would be surprised if we did head back and go make a lower low than that. It is possible still, but I think I think we're looking really strong here. So, and you can see we did test this previous triangle pattern, this trend line here. We did test it again, and it acted as resistance for a while, but we were able to get back into it and make support on it, and that was able to break us through the longer trend line, the downtrend here. So we got another boost there, and now we're back in this main channel that we had since January here. So we're back in this, and we made support on it, and hopefully we are headed back up to test the top of this channel. So I'm going to erase this previous downtrend from last week. And so we do have this channel here, which we are ranging in, but there is another pattern that you could argue is forming, and that would be a ascending triangle. So I'm going to chart that out. It doesn't perfectly line up, but it does look very possible to be in play here. So basically the idea is that around 59 to 60,000 is really the top. We could extend this down a little bit more. Well, actually, let's keep it here. So, like I said, it's not perfect. And if we go out to the daily, it looks probably a little bit better. Let's bring this up. Okay. And really, you kind of have to bring it up to where these other wicks are for it to be but basically this is the pattern that a lot of people are talking about now. You did kind of have, we did have a move up to 62,000, but besides that, most of our breaking points have been right around 60,000. So that seems to be a stronger resistance than 60,000. And if we go to the weekly, I think it's even more clear here. Where we hit here and here and here. That's the lines that have been drawn here. So we'll see what happens. Either way, Bitcoin, in my opinion, is looking very strong. We did make a higher low than our previous low here, so the macro trend is still bullish. Um, and we had a nice boost up today, a nice little pump up this morning. Uh, so, and this is due to some of the Bitcoin news and Visa news. So I'll bring that up here, and this also ties in with Ethereum, which we'll look at next. But basically, Visa plans to allow partners to settle fiat transaction with crypto. So Visa partnered with that. Well, Visa partners will be able to exchange USDC over the payment network to clear transactions made in fiat currency. So that's the Coinbase. That's the Coinbase stablecoin, USDC, and they are going to do that over Ethereum's blockchain. So that's huge for Ethereum. And Ethereum even had a bigger pump this morning than Bitcoin did. So that's really good news. It's another sign that, as much as a lot of competitors want to take over Ethereum, I don't think that's going to happen. Ethereum has has been doing this longer and has built a much wider ecosystem that, may have some high fees right now, but in the long run are going to, it's just going to be way more secure and more efficient, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but that's what I'd say. And yeah, they're partnering with Crypto.com to offer crypto settlement system for fiat transactions later this year. So I think this is huge. Visa is, I believe, the biggest. I feel like it's the most popular credit card, debit card in existence right now. So, the fact that they're going to make it so easy to pay with your crypto is just more reason for younger generations and really anybody to invest in crypto so they can use it at any time, as opposed to investing in gold or precious metals, which isn't a bad idea. It's just, I think the younger generation is going to sway more towards crypto, and that crypto will continue to grow because of it. So let's look at the Ethereum chart. Let's pull that up. And Bitcoin, currently we may see, it's battling the 58,000, 58,300. That's been a resistance before, and that's a few times. So, we may see on this stream, we may see a breakout here. So we might have to come down and test this uptrend again, but right now it looks like it's making in the short term, if we go to the 15-minute, it looks like it's making a slight bear flag here. So we'll see if we can get up and get past this resistance and head up towards 60,000. But yeah, here's Ethereum up 8% today. Just had a really nice move all the way from 1700, and now we hit 1840 today, and we're staying, it seems like we're staying up there. So, and we do have a longer trend line if we zoom out here to the 4-hour. let's go to auto here. We have this big symmetrical triangle. So, we're looking for, if we can break out of this, Ethereum may see a decent sized move as well. So hopefully the day is not done for Ethereum today. And we could see possibly even higher highs if we can get past this resistance here. If not, we might still have some consolidation to do, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. This was just a cool chart I saw today, just showing Bitcoin's percentage gains for the first quarter of this year so far. So we went up 52% halfway through January, really like the first week of January. And the second and third week down 30%. In the month of basically last week of January and month of February, we went up 102% in 30 days, down 26% in the next week, up 43% in the next 2 weeks after that in March, beginning of March, and now down 18%. I mean, to me, this is just like, these dips are not taking up much of the pumps here. It just is a nice, you think the top's coming in for Bitcoin. I don't see that, and this looks very optimistic in my opinion. So, sometimes you just got to take a look back, and stop looking at the short term so much and take a look at the bigger picture. Fundamentals for Bitcoin are growing, and the gains far outweigh the declines in this first 3 months of the year. I think we have minimum 6 more months to go in this bull market. So, not financial advice, but that's how I look at it. And yeah, so we'll keep an eye on Ethereum and Bitcoin for the rest of the stream here. I do want to talk about Bitcoin dominance today, and we will chart out whatever altcoins you guys want to look at. So let me know in the chat if there's any coins you want to take a look at. I'm happy to do that, and we'll do some TA for them. So I'll turn the music up a little bit. And yeah, let's see here. Let's go to Bitcoin dominance. And if you follow the channel, you've definitely been heard me talk about this a lot. But we have finally been below this 3-year-long trend line. If I move back, zoom out a little bit here, since the end of the last bull cycle, we've had this trend line, and Bitcoin has bounced off of it repeatedly, Bitcoin dominance, and finally we have held a few days below it, and we have made resistance on it. So I mean, we have spent a day below it before, 2 days, but Bitcoin got a really big bounce and stayed above there. So even with Bitcoin pumping today, it's still staying down. And this final trend line here is what I look at, and I think once we get below this, you're going to see a lot more movement in many more alts. I know a lot of alts have been going, having great multiple returns, but really in a real alt season, you're going to see the majority of altcoins like having crazy returns, not just certain ones. So we'll keep an eye on this. If we go into like the 15-minute, clearly staying below that trend line, and just kind of, with Bitcoin's movement, basically now instead of staying between 63 and 62, now we've been staying for the past 5 days, we've been staying roughly between 61 and 60. So, it is the trend has continued down, and at some point, I think this is going to break. And I think it will break downward. Not financial advice, but that's what I've been noticing. Even the Bitcoin pumps aren't really moving it the way they were before. A lot more people are getting exposed to altcoins. So, if you guys have any coins you want to check out, we can do that. I'm going to start out with some of the layer 2 solutions that I think are going to continue to do very well, because the optimistic roll-ups for Ethereum have been postponed for a few months, it looks like. And we know Matic, Polygon Matic has had a great run, being one of the only good solutions at the moment to Ethereum's gas fees and the transaction traffic. So Matic has been making a lot of partners and basically getting involved in a lot of different crypto projects. And so we'll look at them, and we'll look at Omisigo, which has kind of been quiet but is now starting to get going there. And we could take a look at a few more. So I'll start with the Matic chart, because we've been looking at this one. And I didn't even follow my own advice. I had this alert set up here at this first resistance, and it did go off, and I said, I should probably move some of my allocation into Matic, but I decided I thought I'd wait till the full 50% retracement down to here, because it really only retraced about 40%. And as you can see, that was the bottom where we had this original line here, and that would have been a nice time to buy, because I think Matic's having a great couple days, and it might cool down a little bit, but I think eventually you're getting up to the next Fibonacci levels here, and then eventually up to some higher levels. So that's Matic. It is having a good day today. It didn't really hold the 382 Fibonacci level, the 0.382, so probably heading, it's probably going to test where it came up here at the top, and possibly keep going from there. So we'll see what happens. Let's look at Omisigo. Let's go on the 4 hour and just take a look at our so back in February, Omisigo got up to $8, and it came down to $4. So that was that nice 50% retracement here. And I think you're gonna see Omisigo get past these all-time highs again. It tends to have some really nice movement, and back in August, you can see it can move really fast once it gets going. So being a layer 2 solution, that seems to be becoming a small trend, and what you really want to be watching these trends in the crypto market. So yeah, I think this is looking good. It did have a nice pump today. There might be a little cool down, but I would be very surprised if it doesn't make a higher low and then continue going up here. And if we do the Fibonacci level, you can see, so this was the Bitcoin dump in February. So I don't really like to count that wick as much. I mean, if we move it down here, it's right about there. Doesn't change things too much. But yeah, you can see we are hitting these levels. These fib levels are being used, and I think after it finally hit this support another time, that gave traders a lot of confidence that probably heading up here. So we'll see. It's got to get past the 0.786 now, and we'll see if it keeps moving up here. Take a look at Ocean. And Ocean looks like it's trying to get back up here and test all-time highs. I believe it's all-time highs. Yeah, so Ocean, another project I really like. Looks like may even be forming a nice let's see, it's a nice reverse head and shoulders here. So if this move is to complete, then you're looking at least testing all-time highs again, because it would be the length of the neckline here. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'll look at AMP, which has been consolidating for quite a long period of time. Still making, it's been making higher highs, kind of reversing the pattern here. So making higher lows, and higher highs. So barely higher lows, but if we change this up here, take a look at Kusama, which we've been following, and got all the way up to the last Fibonacci extension. So this pattern has now completed. It hit all 4 Fibonacci extension levels. So Kusama has been a beast here. Really nice. So I'm actually going to erase that. And let's see. Excuse me. So in the short term, we seem to be in this this upward wedge here. But it's been going up so much, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of cool down. I just know I think projects are trying to get into Polkadot's ecosystem, and there's only so many, because they run on parachains, and there's so many slots they can fill. So Kusama is Polkadot's like canary network. It's their testing network pretty much. And these projects have to go through Kusama first, so they're you know, Kusama could keep going up for a while because of that, but we'll have to see. But yeah, looking great, having really nice run here. And on top of that, here's Polkadot, which is now, let's see here, move this down. Yeah, it's finding resistance at the previous levels here. So if it can break back up into this pattern, that would be a really good sign. Probably will get a little movement if it does that, and then it will kind of try to get back in and continue this pattern. There's a link. Just kind of consolidating here. Same sort of synthetics. We've been watching this pattern, same sort of thing here. Having a nice day, but yeah, you got to break out of this pattern. Take a look at Uniswap. Trying to move up again from these that big crash it had after Uniswap version 3 announcement was made. Kind of crazy, but it seems to have found a temporary bottom there. Aave getting close to this breaking out of this longer term triangle pattern here. Does not have much to go, about $10. Let's see percentage wise. Yeah, about 3% to the top of that, so we'll see if Aave can move out of that today. Here's the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. Let me put that on auto. So this is the 4-hour, and it kind of had a short-term peak in February. And we did retrace quite a bit, but still making higher lows than previously. So we have a nice bump today because of the Visa news, and yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see how high we can go here. If we zoom out here, this was 2017. We have broken the downtrend. It looks like, though. You have higher lows starting here, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So the trend has seemed to reverse, and we'll see if we get some sort of parabolic move at some point, but overall Ethereum, I think is still looking healthy. This is Pancake Swap. Let me go to the 4-hour. So Pancake Swap, we did talk about. It peaked out up at $30, and now is, I mean, that was the first day, but has really been turning the corner here, and now has kind of tested previous highs. And I do have a little article about that. Basically, Pancake Swap's trying to take some of, they've been trying to do it, but it's now one of the top competitors to Uniswap, and it's DeFi dominant, so the monthly trading volume has gone, like it spiked in February, and as of March it looks like it's going to pass February's by the end of March. So but it's simply because of Ethereum's high gas fees. It's the same thing we've been talking about, but until it gets a solution for that, it's gonna keep, I don't see why people wouldn't go to Pancake Swap to trade instead of if they can save $50 on a trade because of the gas fees. So I've been keeping my eye on it. I think it looks really good. Definitely has changed the trend, and I would not be surprised at all if it gets another big pump eventually after breaking these previous highs from the first week. It was working, so we'll see what happens. Take a look at Band Protocol. Still just kind of consolidating here, but broke all-time highs and is now, came back down, is kind of just consolidating back near its all-time highs from before. So looks good. I would expect eventually some more movement up with Band. This is ID. I'm going to put it on the invert scale here. Yeah, it's been consolidating right around its previous all-time highs here against Ethereum. It's Ethereum pairing, but this is one play I'm very optimistic about, and once it can really secure a nice like a daily candle above Let's go to the daily. Let's see if it. Yeah, it hasn't actually had a daily candle hold above the all-time highs. So once that happens, I would expect another big move here, possibly. So, and here's earn. Let's turn off earn. So it looks like earn may have hit a temporary top here. It's kind of even hard to chart this. I would probably do it there. And yeah, I would expect earn to probably head down to around 2.5 cents, 2.6 cents. Back to this consolidation area here. Could take a look at the graph, which had a nice couple days. Very possibly has put in its bottom, because it had, now it has higher high, higher low, higher high, and looks like a higher low here forming. So it's possible that the trend might be reversing, like a lot of these coins could see some upside from here, but it's definitely got a lot more work to do. This is Polka City, which got above some of the previous peaks here, but definitely wasn't able to really hold 4-hour candle even above it. So but it looks like it's making a higher low here, and you know, could come up to test that again. Here's Alice. Looks like Alice may be changing the trend as well. Another NFT play. Here's Chain Guardians. And let's see, what about, let's look at Aave. So Aave continuing to range in this triangle here. Did dip below a little bit, but still had a nice bounce off there. Check in on Bitcoin. Still kind of sitting up there. So yeah, right around 58,400 I think is a big resistance, and then you're gonna have 60,000 is a big resistance. Back to a Misago, which we were looking at. I think it's moving again a little bit. Might be. Solana. Had a nice move. Yesterday. Or 2 days ago out of this. We got out of this nice pattern, this symmetrical triangle we had here. Had a nice move, so look at this is Stake, which is another layer 2 solution. Yeah, which has not really been able to. It keeps hitting this lower level here. It has technically made higher lows on the long term, but really needs some big movement here to get moving. Could take a look at the top NFT projects. This is Decentraland. Had a nice it was like there was a spot on CNBC talking about buying virtual land, so it had a nice pump the past couple days because it was referenced in there, and now is kind of fading again, but I would be looking for this to make resistance again at $1 and then possibly go to test higher highs again. This is Engine, which seems to be changing the trend here, and could easily look very similar to Decentraland, going up to test all-time highs again eventually here. So yeah, it's having some resistance here, but has been sticking around there. I wouldn't be surprised if it was able to get past that. Here's Sandbox, had a really nice, yeah, so Sandbox was able to get past all-time highs and had a huge pump, and now is coming down for the second time today, I believe. Between the past 24 hours, it's making looks like support on the previous all-time high, so that's a really good sign. flow. Same sort of thing as engine. So yeah, all these bigger NFT projects seem to have kind of only made about 40% corrections instead of the normal 50 I'm normally looking for. So but they all seem to be turning the corner, and you know, I think that's a sign that it's quite possible the NFT craze is not quite done yet. So look at theta. Chili's. This chart looks pretty good in my opinion. Not financial advice, but it's had about a 50% correction and is now making slightly higher highs and higher lows here and tightening up. Seems to have found a bottom, so it's possible that this does what all the big NFT projects are doing and kind of makes this big U here to go test all-time highs again. Omisigo really trying to get above the previous high here. Hey JSK. So I'm invested in a lot of DeFi altcoins. I am invested in Omisigo right now because of it's a layer 2 solution that hasn't really pumped that much yet like Matic has. So and it's kind of turning the corner on the on its previous trend here, so I would expect some upside there. Ethereum, Kusama, Polkadot, Aave, Synthetics, Ocean, Uniswap, Band, Link, iExec RLC, and then like a couple little NFT things, and the graph, a little bit of ADA. That's pretty much most of it. Why, what are you in, JSK? Or what are your top ones anyway? We could look at, we can look at that. I mean, I think that's a very good possibility. I had a really nice pump there. Nice. Yeah, I think the graph is coming around. I think we're gonna see some you know, not financial advice, but in the next month, I think you'll see graph get close to all-time highs again. It seems to be turning the corner. Yeah, I mean, this pump went up, I mean, over 100%. So, it was listed on Coinbase. Is that what you said? Is that what you mean by? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely what the pump is. Um, yeah. Uh, yeah, that's definitely why it pumped. So now that it didn't dump that much in the day after, in the 24 hours after the pump. It came down a bit, but um, it's a good sign it didn't come down like 50, 60%. But I mean, it may still have some downward. uh, I wouldn't be surprised if it came back down to like 13, 14 cents, where you have a little consolidation here. um, because whenever any coin's released on Coinbase, it gets a big pump. I mean, going up even over 100%, that's really nice. So I would expect a little more retracement as like the news fades, and then, but not all the way back down. I think it will probably stop somewhere in the middle here and start consolidating again. That would be my guess on that. And it's kind of hard to do TA on something like this when it's basically only because it got listed on Coinbase. And we could look at storage. Yeah, it's almost like the exact same thing with uh Omisigo, OMG. They, back in the summer, um if you look back, let me see here. Yeah, back in the summer, if you see here, it can it can move, especially if we move into some sort of alt season. Like we had a mini alt season in the summer, and I remember this coin going up like 30 to 50% a day for a few days, like just every day going crazy. One day I think it went up uh, you know over 100% easily. So they can really move. And yeah, the layer 2 solution seems to be like kind of a smaller trend that's forming right now, because uh, the optimistic roll-ups that were supposed to be the solution for Uniswap and Ethereum is now being delayed until like July. So basically, any temporary solutions like OMG and Matic I'm gonna do some research and find out some better or some other ones too. But Matic has had, if we go to Matic, they just had an enormous pump, and it's having a really nice day again today. So maybe it's over the retracement. It's very possible. Because Matic's going back up again today. So I would expect like basically like May and June for Ethereum and Uniswap to start. Like any project that's planning on using the optimistic rollups, I would expect them to start like before the release date. Everything kind of starts to build before that, so probably like June. I could see any project planning to implement that to start to get some hype, knowing it's around the corner. So that's normally what happens. They coins tend to pump on the rumors of everything happening, and then when the day when it actually happens, sometimes they have a retracement on those days. So but OMG and Matic are solutions that are working now, so it's not necessary. Like I think these coins will probably continue to have some upside, being the only in Crow. Hey, need account. Yeah, let me see. CRO. I don't know. Oh, crypto.com. Yeah, so yesterday, I'm assuming, I haven't looked at this coin, but I'm assuming they went up a lot today because they partnered with Visa. So let me see the coin. That I think that's what it is. That's what came up. Yeah, CRO. Yeah, I had a see. This is the Visa news today. You have any coins you want to look at? Need account for app? But yeah, I talked earlier. Visa um, partnered with Crypto.com to do. Yeah, that one's been pumping quite a bit. So yeah, I'm always trying to wait for big retracements before and getting in on. Don't try to chase the ones going crazy, because you never know when their top is in, and then they normally go down quite a bit. Here's Omisigo, which we're talking about. It's pumping right now. They just broke the previous high here, and it's moving back up. Up 20% today, so yeah. I mean, it's not a bad. So let me go back to it. I'll show you why I would be. This is the 15-minute. So it had this one day, I remember, yeah, back in February, it had this one day, it just went up like a rocket ship. And then it crashed right back down. But yeah, this all looked good. But like it didn't get back up to those all-time highs going up here like this, and now it's starting to make lower, like the trend is going down now here, making lower highs and lower lows. So it's it's possible, it does look like it's making resistance on this previous, right there, this previous resistance here, it looks like it's consolidating right on it. And then, Visa announced it's partnering with them today, and it didn't really have much of a move here. Kind of surprised. I would have thought that would have sent it way higher. So I don't know. I personally, if I think there's a good chance it comes back down here, and if it can continue to hold this resistance point here and kind of form another U and head back up, kind of like it did here, then I would feel much more confident. But it came back up, got rejected, and now it's been in a downtrend for about a week and a half. So I don't know. I'm not I think crypto.com should do well fundamentally because so many more people are getting into crypto. So I could see it, doing well fundamentally, but I would wait if I were to take a position to make sure that this really holds here. So basically I would wait till this trend starts to reverse. So if you make a nice bottom here, which you seem to have done, it's more like right around here, but if you make a nice bottom here and then you start making higher highs and higher lows, then that would give me confidence that it's probably gonna head back up. Go is moving here. Broke that resistance point, and nice. You and on the west side. All right, man, take it easy. Yeah, if you guys have any coins you want to chart out, let me know. Right now I'm looking at Omisigo. And if you like the content, please feel free to follow or subscribe on Twitch or YouTube. So the reason that Kusama is doing so well lately is because let's bring it up here. It's because Kusama is the canary network for Polkadot. So Polkadot is big Ethereum competitor. It's like Cardano, Ethereum, and Polkadot. Those are the three big ones for smart contracts. And Polkadot, I think, is a little better than Cardano because it's interoperable with Ethereum. So it can work with the Ethereum chain too. So yeah, I think it's basically it's like a testing network for Polkadot, and Polkadot runs on these things called parachains, which are like these basically projects can fill these slots, but there's a limited amount of slots that can be filled. So like projects are almost competing to get those slots, and you have to basically test everything in Kusama, which is Kusama is basically like a copy of Polkadot, but it's for testing. But you have to be in Kusama first for a certain amount of time and make sure everything works fluently. And now, like, they're at that stage, so Kusama is doing very well, and I think it could easily, not financial advice, but it could easily continue to do well. I'm gonna pull up see what pull it up here. Yeah, so I think Kusama is kind of like a precursor to what Polkadot may do in the future. So um, yeah, if you look at Dot, it's let's look at like the daily here. So it did kind of follow Bitcoin and had a big drop the other day, um, like 5 days ago when Bitcoin had a drop, because it is one of the bigger coins, so it kind of follows Bitcoin. But you can see it's coming back up and testing this triangle pattern we have here. So um, I think there's a good chance it could get back up in here. And yeah, it had a nice run um, this year, but then it's been consolidating for almost a full month now, or over a full month now. Yeah, over a full month about. Um, and I think Polkadot's due for another uh, big move here. Not financial advice, but that's my thinking on it. And let's see. I think they're supposed to. Let's see. Here's their roadmap here. Yeah, so here's they are they're doing the Kusama rollout and slot auctions. So basically, there's there are only a limited amount, and these parachain slot leases are being auctioned off to um, companies and projects in the crypto community that want to be on the Polkadot network. So I think this is why it keeps going up. Yeah, I think Polkadot and Kusama are both pretty good bets for this year, this bull cycle. I think they'll both do very well. So And Polkadot's had a lot of good newer projects like the Pokemon NFT projects coming out in 2 days, and I think it's going on Uniswap, on a Uniswap listing, but I would imagine that's going to be a pretty crazy. I feel like everybody's gonna want to get in on that. So thanks for the follow, you. Yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna want to get in on that when it comes out in a couple days. So, but I'm probably gonna get in on it. But I'll wait and see how what the price action does on the first day, because you can easily get screwed if there's a big sell. I like Band. Let's pull up Band here. So you see we had a really nice pump this summer, and then in February had a nice pump, but now it's come down and made support on this previous resistance here. So basically there's it's making support right right where there was previous resistance and previous support. See, it had trouble breaking through here. Oh, sorry. Had trouble breaking through here, and then once it did, it went up. So now this seems to be the new bottom, because it's hit it a bunch of times now. And I mean, I think patience is the key for like you were saying, you tried to chase Hydra, whatever that coin is, yeah, Hedera, Hashgraph. You don't want to be chasing them. You want to wait for, Band is in a uptrend right now. It's making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So if you're patient and the trend continues, there's a good chance we go and make all-time highs again on the next push up. So I hold some Band. I'm going to be patient. Not financial advice, but that's what I'm doing. I don't live trade. I just do charting on whatever anyone wants to see, and we look at Bitcoin and Ethereum a lot. I'm assuming that's what I know a lot of the streamers will live trade Bitcoin. Let's see here. Yeah, Bitcoin's trying to hold this spot here. Yeah, I don't have much Bitcoin at the moment, and I'll show you why. Because of this chart. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart, and this white line here is the trend line all the way from 2017, and we've bounced off it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then we did again a fifth time, you know, back in February, and we've been just grinding on this for over a month now, and finally we are basically having daily candles, multiple daily candles close below it. So this next, right around 60% Bitcoin dominance. That's what this is. The Bitcoin dominance, right around 60%. I think once that breaks, we're easily going down to 57%. And then after that, we could see some sharp moves here and have an alt season. So not financial advice, but I think this is a good time to be have a lot of alt allocation. You always want to diversify a little bit, but Bitcoin has been the Bitcoin dominance has been in a downtrend since January, and this was the last alt cycle. Hold on a second, let's see. This is the last bull run. We started at 96% Bitcoin dominance, and we ended up down at 35% Bitcoin dominance over the year of 2017. So if that continues, there's a good chance alts end up taking a lot more of the percentage gains in crypto, so in the crypto market cap. So I think we'll be heading down to like 50% after we break 60 and 57%. I think we'll probably have a sharp drop down to around 50 to this downward trend line here. So yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is normally more slow and steady. I mean, kind of, compared to some of the gains you see in alts, but you have to get in the right alts at the right time. So yeah, I think when we see Bitcoin really hit a parabolic top. I don't think this is the top, because it just doesn't have the same, it doesn't look the same or feel the same as it did in 2013 or 17. In 2017, it was, everybody and their mother was talking about it. It doubled in a couple weeks, and I just don't think we're at that point yet. The fundamental, like, there's a good argument to be made that we're, we just got started with this bull market, so this bull cycle. So, we'll wait and see what happens, but I think we're probably headed to 75, 80K, and then we'll probably have a big retracement from there. But it will just lead to more consolidation for a longer period of time before we make a nice move up. What do you mean by crush? Crash again? So I think there will be a big move down. It's probably going to be um, like I don't think it's going to go down, 70 to 80%. I think it will probably be more like 50%. Um, and I think, it could be we get up to 150,000 and then drop down to 75,000. So, you know, where 75,000 would still be, you know, $15,000 more than we are now. So, um, but yeah, I think there will be a harsh correction, just not as harsh as it was. I think every cycle we have is going to be a little less. Steven Simpson, what GSX you want to look at? What is GSX? Is that that's a no, I don't it's not even coming up on TradingView. But yeah, guys, it's 5:30 now, so okay. I'll check it out. You want to look at ADA real quick? Okay, we'll check out ADA and then I'm gonna head out. So yeah, so ADA is holding this ascending triangle pattern um, that we have drawn here. It is, you want to get up past, if we go to the 4 hour here, you want to get up past this, the $1.20 mark, because it's acted as resistance in the past. You are up above it now, so it's kind of fighting it. It's kind of staying right up around there, but if you can keep consolidating above there, kind of make it support, you might see another leg up here. But yeah, I wouldn't expect any huge moves on ADA until, yeah, not financial advice, but I don't know if I would put life savings in anything right now. Yeah, it's got to get up and it's got to pass around $1.50, its all-time highs, to, which isn't going to be that easy, but I would expect a move probably around the second week of April, unless Bitcoin goes up a lot. In the meantime, Cardano will probably follow Bitcoin a bit. So if Bitcoin pumps, there's a good chance ADA will pump as well and probably break this all-time high. So, but in the short term, just focusing on Cardano, it's, I would expect it to slowly probably get up to test this again, but it could easily get rejected. Um, this pattern would end like in May. It's a pretty long, but most of the time it breaks one way or the other, you know, before that. So I would expect like before like April 15th, you have some sort of move here. Um, but there's nothing, you know, it's holding a dollar very well. Um, so yeah, it's just nice consolidation now. You just got to be patient. If we stay in a well, technical analysis is just really in, it's not like telling the future. You're just trying to increase your probability. So um, this pattern, this ascending triangle, uh, is a bullish pattern, meaning if you look back at all of these ascending triangles, the majority of them break bullish, they break up. So you're just trying to increase your probability of what's going to happen. So, like when you're trading something like this, you can wait. Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of it is, you know, human, it's psychological, and it's also like kind of self-fulfilling prophecies. So like when you have these trend lines, you're going to have a lot of traders looking. The next time you touch the bottom here, a lot of people will put in buys because they think it's going to get a bounce, because they think the trend will continue. And when it gets up to the top here, you might have a lot of people selling it, which is why it sometimes gets rejected like this. Um, but if you have enough people kind of, like if it gets a nice pump and a lot of people are trying to get in on it, it might be able to, the buyers might overtake the sellers here, and it gets above this line, and then you see an even bigger move up because it broke the resistance. So it is psychological, but it's a lot of traders using the same pattern, which makes it work. So um, it's definitely not, I mean, there's evidence that supports like that it works. It's just not, uh, you know, it's more increasing your probability. It's not future telling. Um, you know, so you could say 7 out of 10 times this pattern breaks bullish, you know. So that, I mean, again, this is not financial advice. It's just, and that's not a correct number, but yeah, kind of. But there is also, you know, yeah, I mean, there is some fundamentals behind it and behind certain projects. You know, it's not, you know, all based on people trading it that way. It's also based on, you know, like two coins were on Coinbase today, got listed on Coinbase today. They went up 100%. So uh, it's not always based on technical analysis. You know, it's just a tool you can use to greatly improve your trading against people who are not using it. That's kind of how I look at it. You are, if you're following technical analysis, where the majority of people getting into trading and crypto trading are just, picking coins, looking at the percentage that day, you do have a leg up on other people. So, um, and you can spot trends. There are trends that like lower, higher highs and higher lows. This means people are not letting it, buyers are not letting it get back down. They, as soon as it gets down to here, they start buying it up. So um, there is, it's not all like just because people are trading that way. There is like supply and demand uh, aspects to it as well. I hope that helps. But yeah, ADA, I think, will, if we stay in a bull market, if Bitcoin keeps going, ADA will most likely keep going too. And um, I think it's just had a nice big run and needs some time to consolidate before the next move up. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna head out, guys. If you like the content, just feel free to subscribe on Twitch and YouTube. Um, most the yeah the majority of altcoins that is true for. Um, but a lot of these, a few of the really good projects that have actual use cases, like Ethereum, like Engine Coin in the NFT space, like getting involved in the video game stuff like that. Those, a lot of these projects, like, they're the next generation of technology that's going to take over some of the ones that exist now. That's what I think. But it's going to take more time, and Bitcoin will take over gold. So yeah, it may have a very harsh correction at one time, or at the end of the bull cycle, but the next bull cycle it will go even higher, I believe. So yeah, so Ethereum is going to be used by tons of companies, as their blockchain will be used. Like, it's the market, the price is not really going to tell you how great a project is fundamentally. We're in a speculative market right now, so but yeah, the better projects will most likely be around in the future, but a lot of them won't. A lot of them won't last. So, but yeah, I'm over time here. I gotta get going. But thanks, guys, for checking it out. I'll be on tomorrow at 3:30. And here's